Hello, Kauai. Here's our daily COVID-19 briefing from Team Kauai for Friday, August 28th. Happy Aloha Friday. The Department of Health reported no new cases on Kauai today, and we now have one active case. Our active case is in isolation, and identified close contacts are in quarantine. Our cumulative case count remains at 56. For additional information, please visit the Kauai Emergency Management Agency website at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19. Most Kauai residents who are staying home as recommended may not be aware of the extraordinary work our local team is doing to screen and monitor incoming arrivals here on Kauai. Currently, all incoming travelers to Kauai, including residents and visitors, must quarantine for 14 days. But the screening process for those flying from the mainland and those flying inter-island is a little different, so here's a brief overview. Trans-Pacific travelers flying into the state must complete a state-mandated traveler declaration form, which discloses when you are traveling, the reason for your travel, and where you plan to stay while on island. Once the traveler is on island, the Kauai Visitors Bureau calls each Trans-Pacific traveler daily to check on those in quarantine. Additionally, Kauai police make regular in-person visits to ensure they are not violating quarantine. In addition to the state traveler form, everyone flying into the Lihue Airport, including Trans-Pacific inter-island residents and visitors, must complete a Kauai arrival form. We have checkpoints set up at the Lihue Airport so that each Kauai arrival form can be reviewed by police, National Guard, and staff from our county planning and real property offices. These folks ensure that those subject to quarantine are staying at an allowable quarantine location. This review process generally takes roughly 45 minutes after arrival. For incoming travelers who do not have an allowed quarantine location, they have the opportunity to make alternate accommodations or return home. There are a few situations in which people can receive a modified quarantine. The most common quarantine exemption is for critical infrastructure employees who must travel inter-island for work. To be clear, those who have a modified quarantine for critical infrastructure work are only allowed to break quarantine to perform their essential work functions. At any point, these employees are not actively working, they must quarantine. Critical infrastructure employees are not allowed to go shopping or visit restaurants, beaches, or friends while on island. They are only allowed to leave their quarantine location to work. As of this week, Kauai police were monitoring more than 1,300 people currently in quarantine on Kauai. Since the start of the pandemic, more than 70 people have been arrested here for quarantine violations. Our county has committed significant resources to tracking airline passenger arrivals. We believe that our level of precaution is helping to keep our COVID-19 numbers low. The work involves long hours, 7 days a week, and we owe a special debt of gratitude to all our community members who are helping to manage our traveler quarantine system. Mainland or international travelers looking to get a modified quarantine while on Kauai, you must email your request to covidexemption@hawaii.gov. For inter-island travelers seeking a modified quarantine while on Kauai, please visit our county COVID-19 website at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19 and click on the Modified Quarantine Request button at the top of the page. You may have heard about the deployment of a federal COVID-19 Response Assistance Field Team, or CRAFT, to Oahu in response to the increase in coronavirus cases there. As far as we know, the federal team will not be arriving here on Kauai, but we will update the public should that change. The time to fill out this U.S. Census is running out, and it is critically important to our island that everyone gets counted. One important impact of the census is that it affects how much federal money we receive for local programs and projects. If you haven't filled out the census form, please visit my2020census.gov and file your report. For those who have not completed your census online, a census worker will be visiting your home to assist you in completing your census form. As our numbers continue to rise across the state, we thank you for being responsible when you leave your home and engage with others. We each have a role to play in mitigating the spread of COVID-19 on our island. That means stay home as much as possible. Refrain from social gatherings or public outings. If you must interact with people outside of your home, maintain a distance of 6 feet of separation and wear a mask, if at all possible for you to do so. Remember, my mask protects you and your mask protects me. It's a sign of respect and aloha. Do not leave home if you are sick unless you're seeking medical attention, and then only after calling your doctor first. Wash your hands frequently and clean surfaces often. Stay informed and connected during this time of social distancing. We'll continue to post updates on our official County of Kauai Facebook page or on our Kauai Emergency Management Agency page at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19. The Centers for Disease Control is also updating its website regularly. For more information, please visit coronavirus.gov. Not everyone has internet access or follows the news, so please help to keep your loved ones informed. Be kind, take care of one another, God bless, and aloha.